Hello, dear students. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Students, hope you all are well and taking utmost care of yourself. Now, your offline college has been started, so make sure that you will be following a proper COVID norms and you will not fall in any risk. Okay, let us do today's practical. Now, when we talk about the prokaryotic cell, so study of prokaryotic cell, student to be very specific. In this, we all are not going to touch about the theory part. Here, we all are going to talk about what we see under the microscope. So this particular practical is actually a practical demonstration, you can say. We have done it in our laboratory, but I am just uploading it for the student, those who all have missed this practical. Now see student, when we talk about the practical demonstration, so here if you want to observe something, you have to stain it. So what we are going to do, we will be just talking about the background information about the prokaryote. Now see, prokaryote, it is made up of two terms, pro and karyon. Pro means the primitive, karyon means the nucleus. Although the prokaryotic cells, they are deprived of the nucleus, they do not possess a proper nucleus, but how do they possess their genetic information? So students, their genetic information is stored in the form of a circular DNA. This DNA is called as the nucleoid. What it is called as? It is called as a nucleoid. Now see, they are very very small in size, hardly they are 1 to 10 micrometer. Now we all know 1 micrometer is how much? It is 10 as to minus 6 meter. So they are such a small bacteria, so they do not have lots many things, and actually their body is so small that they cannot equipped with large many cell organelles. So they do not have the membrane bound organelle, but they do possess the ribosome. Now we know that the most important function of the ribosome is the protein synthesis. So here the ribosomes are present which take part into the protein synthesis. They will have the plasma membrane which is enclosed beneath the cell wall. Now their locomotion carries out with the help of long whip-like or small hair-like flagella. When we talk about the eukaryotic cells, so they are present into the higher organism. When we talk about the prokaryotes, so they are unicellular small organism, and eukaryotic cells are present into the multicellular organism usually, and unicellular also. These are yeast is the example of the unicellular eukaryotic cell, but see here, they have to perform large many functions. So for that reason, they have the proper membrane bound lots many cell organelle. We will not talk about the eukaryotic cell in this particular practical, but next practical we will be observing the eukaryotic cell under the microscope and we will study. Now see this prokaryotic cell, especially the bacteria, how do they characterize, how they are classified? So usually students, they are classified with the help of their cell membrane. So one small type of classification we are going to learn in this practical is gram positive and the gram negative bacteria. Now see, when you observe the gram positive bacteria, so you will observe in their cell wall, they have the chemical composition different from the gram negative bacteria. With this diagram only you can observe. Student, I got this particular diagram from Google. Chemical composition structure, you will observe gram positive bacteria, they possess thick layer of the peptidoglycan. Here only you can see the four layer in their outer membrane, but it can be up to 40, and here only one is there, it can be up to 2 3, that's it, not much than that. When you observe the lipoprotein, so you will find very thin lipoprotein is there, but in this case lipoprotein is very much thick, and they also have the lipopolysaccharide which is thick, but here they lack it. Now see, on the basis of this only we are going to identify them. How? So student, we all are going to use special type of the you can say the chemicals which, or a special type of the dye which are helping us to separate these two bacteria and color them in a different way. So what we all are going to use, we are just going to use four important reagents, or you can say the chemical here. First is the crystal violet. Now when we talk about the crystal violet, it is also called as the violet. It is also called as the methyl violet 10b, or it is also called as the hexamethyl pararosaniline chloride. Actually, this crystal violet is a triaryl methane dye. Usually, it is used for histological stain as well as it is used for the Grams method of classifying bacteria. Crystal violet, it dissociates in the aqueous solution. Now, how it dissociates? It dissociates in the form of the ion. It forms positive as well as the negative ion. So, the crystal violet part, it forms the Cv plus ion, and the another ion, chlorine, is been dissociated. These two ions, now we all know that the ions are very active, so they penetrate very fast through the cell wall and cell membrane of both gram positive as well as the gram negative bacteria. Now both are purple. Crystal violet are going to turn them violet color. So how you are going to identify both, so that we will learn in the next step. Crystal violet, this Cv ion, they are going to interact with the negatively charged bacterial component, and all the bacteria at this particular stage are violet. Now see, thereafter we are going to use the mordant. Mordant means a substance which enhance the affinity of the stain for the cell wall. So see, when we are going to add the iodine, iodine act as a mordant. Mordant, in a simple word, we can say as a trapping agent, which helps binding of the primary stain. Now see how it is going to bind the stain inside the cell wall. Here we want to retain the stain which is in the liquid form inside the bacterial cell wall. So how it is going to do? It is done by the iodine. Now see, earlier we will have seen that the crystal violet in the solution form, or you can say in the aqueous form, it converts into the ion. So this iodine, this forms the insoluble complex. It binds with the crystal violet, that means Cv plus ion. So here Cvi complex will be formed, and this Cvi complex is, you can say, it is going to be in soluble form, so it serves to turn the smear very dark purple color. You will observe it when we will be adding this, when we are going to actually perform this practical. That time you will find that as soon as we add the iodine, at that particular stage the smear, it turns very dark. So again, at this particular stage also, gram positive as well as the gram negative, both the bacteria are dark purple in color. Now thereafter the de-staining process comes. So this de-staining is done by the alcohol. Students, if you don't have alcohol, you can use acetone as well. Now what is this alcohol is going to do, and this acetone is going to do? So simply it is going to dissolve the lipid outer layer. Now, where the lipid is more, come on, let us go to the diagram. Where lipid is more, here lipid is absent. Here lots of peptidoglycan is present, but lipid is missing. So, lots of lipid is present in the case of the gram negative bacteria. So, here alcohol is going to wash the lipid from the gram negative bacteria. So, what is going to happen with the gram positive bacteria? So in the case of the alcohol, we know that it is a dehydrating agent, right? When we want to make the dehydration, when we are going to make the histological slides, so what we are using the alcohol for dehydration of the tissue. So here also the alcohol is going to dehydrate the peptidoglycan layer. So this 4 to 40 times thick peptidoglycan layer, it is going to become very hard and it is going to shrink. Now what is going to happen at this particular stage? Because of the shrinking of the cellular layer, or you can say the cell wall, the cells become very cell wall will become very much hard, and it is going to lock the Cvi complex, the complex which was formed after adding the iodine. And what is going to happen in the case of the gram negative bacteria? Here, simply the outer layer is washed off, so whatever stain was present, it is going to remove. So it is going to de-stain the gram negative bacteria. Student, this is one of the most important step. You must remember it, that when you are going to alcohol, it is going to de-stain the gram negative bacteria. I repeat, gram negative bacteria. And as well as the gram positive bacteria, it is going to lock the purple stain. Now here we have the gram positive bacteria purple in color, and gram negative bacteria transparent. So we are going to use the counter stain. What is the counter stain? We can use any pink stain, preferably the saffron stain, which is going to give the pink color to the gram negative bacteria. Now, why this pink color will not, or pink stain will not be taken up by the gram positive bacteria? Why? Because the cell wall of the gram positive bacteria has shrunk. The pores are been sealed. It is completely packed. So this stain will not at all enter inside the gram positive bacteria. So at this particular stage, the gram positive bacteria, they will be purple in color, and your gram negative bacteria will be pink in color. So let us see how can we perform it into the laboratory. Now, student, I have taken the curd here for culture. Now, see what can you do. You can take the normal curd, and you can add water in that to make it a thin smear, or simply if you will take the direct curd, it is not going to give, it is just going to be thick and cloth type. So at that particular time you can add the small water, or you can add the saline solution in there to make it a thin smear. Now see, you have taken the smear on the grease free glass slide, and there after you can just mark the center so that you can have the bacterial culture or your bacterias or your specimen at the center. Now as soon as you have added, this smear is very much thin, or you can say it's too much aqueous, so you want to fix the bacteria. So you can simply air dry it, or if you want to do it fast, just pass your slide from the flame. Now see student, when you are passing it, make sure that you are not going to burn the smear. So just pass it very gently, slowly, let it take a little bit time. As you are observing that I'm taking bit more time, so don't do this very hastily. Keep patience, do it very slowly, and dry it very properly to get good results. So once you feel like that, after passing it from the flame, it is dried, thereafter we will start the practical. Now thereafter, once you are sure, yes, my culture or my slide, my smear is fixed on my glass grease free slide. So thereafter you have to add only one drop of the crystal violet on the smear, and thereafter allow this for to stain for 1 minute. Now see, at this stage we know what this crystal violet aqueous solution is going to do. First of all, this crystal violet solution will be dissociates into the Cv plus ion and Cl minus ion, and this Cv plus and Cl minus ions going to penetrate inside the cell wall of the bacteria. Which bacteria? Gram positive bacteria as well as the gram negative bacteria. At this stage, your both the cells are purple in color. Wash off the excess stain. Now once you are sure that the stain is entered inside the cell. It will take hardly 1 minute to stain. Thereafter, we are going to wash excess stain, and whatever stain is being taken up by the cells, we are going to fix it. Now, I told you we are going to use modern at this stage. So, what modern we are going to use here? We are going to use here the iodine solution. As soon as you are going to add a drop of iodine over it, so what will happen there after, this iodine is going to form the Cv plus. Now see, this chlorine ion, forget, here iodine is going to bind with your Cv plus ion, and the Cv plus ion which was in the ionic form will form a complex with the iodine solution, and this particular stage it is going to form Cv plus CVI complex, and this CVI complex is insoluble and it will remain inside the cell. So keep it for the 5 minutes. Now see, again at this particular stage you will observe that your smear has turned very much purple in color, very much dark in color. Why? Because I told you that this iodine is going to increase the affinity of the stain towards the cell wall. So whatever stain is been taken up by your cell is turned very dark, and again at this particular stage your both the cells, gram positive as well as gram negative, are purple in color. Wash off the excess iodine. Now this is one of the most important steps, student. The step destaining. Now we are going to do the destaining, but actually at this particular stage only and only destaining of your this gram negative bacteria will happen, and gram positive, in the case of the gram positive bacteria, you will find that the fixing of the stain has happened. Keep it into the ethyl alcohol. You can just keep it for few seconds, at the most 1 minute. No, don't keep it for a longer period of time. Whatever we have studied, that it is going to dissolve the lipid layer, it is going to just fix the layer of the gram positive, all this is going to happen into the very quicker way. Now here at this destaining stage, your gram positive bacterias are purple in color, and your gram negative bacterias are transparent. So let us color them. I am using your saffronin stain, you can use some other stain as well. Now put the saffronin stain for 2 to 3 minutes, and once 2 to 3 minutes done, wash it off. Now see, we will be observing it under the microscope, because these are the bacteria, and I told you the size of the prokaryotic cell is 1 into 10s2 minus 6. So we cannot see, observe it. Now here I'm using immersion oil because I'm going to observe it under the high power as well. So just make the slide, but make sure that first of all we are going to observe it under the low power, that is the 10x. So what we all are going to observe, if the now I will stop this procedure part. Now I will show you what we all are going to observe, because you have to draw this observation in your journal, student. So we will see what you are going to observe. I will just show you into the slide. I hope this much procedure is clear. If you have any doubt, you can write me into the comment box, or you can ask me anytime. So you, if you have the mixed gram positive and negative bacteria under the low power, that means 10x, you will be observing like this. Or if just you have gram positive bacteria, so that time you will be observing such type of the purple colony. If you have the gram negative bacteria, you will be observing the pinkish colony. So this you are going to observe under the 10x. You have to observe it under the high power, and see, student, at this stage whichever bacteria you are observing, that you have to draw in your journal observation table. And whatever all types are given in your handbook, that also you will be writing just for theory, but whatever you are observing under the heading observation, you will be drawing in your journal. Is that clear? Now see, if you are observing the coccus bacteria, so this coccus bacteria have the spherical shape. So coccus bacteria, if they are separated, okay, so this is called as a monococcus bacteria, and they are just occur singly. But if they are present into the pair, these are the diplococcus. Okay, if they are forming the chains, so they are called as the streptococcus. They are forming the tetrads, so tetracoccus. They are forming the grape like cluster, so they are called as the staphylococcus. And when they are forming the 3D type of the geometry, that means they are just forming the thick huge colonies, so sarcina they are called as. Next type is the rod shaped bacteria, if you are observing. So they are called as the bacillus, and plural of the bacillus is the bacilli. Okay, and this bacillus, when they are present into the pair, they are called as the diplobacilli. If they are present into the chain form, they are called as the streptobacilli. Shape, spiral shape bacteria, if you're observing. So this can be the various shape of the spiral bacteria you can observe. And see, next, the last type you can observe is the elongated spherical type. So these are cocobacilli. Now we have seen coccus bacteria are spherical in shape, and bacilli are usually rod shaped. So when you're observing the elongated spherical, or simply you can say the ovoid type of the bacteria, so these are the cocobacilli. So whatever bacteria you're observing, you have to draw in your journal. So that's it for this particular practical. Next practical, we all will be talking about the study of the eukaryotic cells. So for this note, we can stop today. Bye everyone. Have a good day ahead.